Hey everybody, this is Professor Eskew. I wanted to welcome you again to Business 119, Business Communications. And in this video, we're going to go over the syllabus for this semester. You'll find the syllabus if you go out into Blackboard and you go into our class and you click on Syllabus, or if you're on the home course page, you will see in the page there's a link there for the syllabus as well. You can just click either one of those. It'll take you to a PDF link. Click on that, and this is what will appear. So as you can see, here's a CRN for one. The CRN stands for course reference number. So whenever you're emailing me, please include this 5-digit code in your email so I know what section you're in. I'm teaching multiple sections this semester, so the syllabus is the same for all the sections. So whatever your CRN is, please use that accordingly. Some information about me. Here's how to contact me in the email. My office hours, Mondays from 10 till 2, and then I have a virtual office hour from 11 to noon. But generally, you would probably find me in my office there anyway, but that is a virtual office hour. And then again, I'm willing to meet with you almost any time that we can sync our schedules together, and we can do that either by email or we can do it through Zoom teleconference. So whatever you need from me to make you successful is what we'll do. Then here's a description of the course. I'm going to let you read most of this. The learning outcomes, so what you can expect to carry away from this course after you've completed it. Also, here are the multiple things that we're going to touch during the 16 weeks together. So there's all types of communication that we will be covering. Here is a picture of the textbook. This is Pearson, and it works with my BCom lab. So you got several options here. The textbook and the access code come in a bundle, and we were able to negotiate a lower price, so you can go into the bookstore and purchase it. That will give you the physical textbook as well as the access code. You can go through Blackboard and order just the link and the ebook, because the access code will give you the ebook. So if you don't want the physical textbook and you just want the ebook, you can buy the access code right through Blackboard when you go into Pearson. Or you can go to Yahoo or Amazon or any of these virtual bookstores and just buy the code. But if you buy the access code, please make sure that it matches this this textbook, and especially the 7th edition. Okay? Here's some information to make sure that your computer is up and running well. Then let's talk about what the assignments are going to look like for this semester. So there is a little video out there called Getting Started in My BCom Lab. That's just a tutorial that will walk you through all the different assignments, how to maneuver through them. That's worth 5 points. Then there is when you go out into learning modules, the very first tab that you'll hit with assignments is grammar and writing review. That's got 9 small sections. I want you to go out there and complete those, get a refresher in both spelling and grammar. There are 9 of those. You have the first 2 weeks of class to complete all 9 of them. That's worth 90 points. Then each chapter, there's 14 chapters that we're covering in this text, has a dynamic study module, or a DSM. All those are is going to take you through the chapter and make sure that you've read the chapter and that you understand the material and the content in that. There's 14 of those at 20 points for 280. Each chapter also has a quiz worth 25 points. There is one discussion board in this course that is for points. It's your very first discussion board. It's an introductory discussion board where you're going to make a video very much like this and tell us about yourself. And then you're going to also respond to 3 of your classmates' videos. So the important thing to remember here on this discussion board is there's 2 due dates. There's a due date. The first due date is for when you need to have your video posted by. And the second one is to have your 3 responses to your classmates. So I'm a stickler for that. So please make sure that you get those in by the due dates, because points will be deducted if you don't meet those due dates. Then there's an additional assignment for all the 14 chapters, and it's either going to be a video, a simulation, or a document makeover. There's 20 of those, or 14 of those at 20 points for 280, and then you'll have 2 projects, and you'll go in as we go through the course together. You'll see those. One is a cultural diversity and communications, and the other is a preparation for employment. So there's a total of 1425 points. Here's the breakdown. It's a 90, 80, 70, 60 scale. Excuse me. Please note here, I don't round the percentages in the class, so if you would end up with 89.9, you would receive a B. So please, it's really, really important on online courses to make sure that you're aware of the due dates, be aware of the calendars, getting your assignments done when they're completed, because as you see in a little bit, I don't reopen assignments once they are passed. So please be aware of that and really be cognizant. And that's probably one of the most important lessons you'll learn on online if this is your first online course. It's time management is really critical. So make sure that you take the time to find out when your assignments are due and plan accordingly. Here's just a description of all of the different assignments and what they look like and their points. I do want to tell you on the quizzes, and here's part of the reason I don't reopen assignments. You have your quiz, quizzes are timed. You have 90 minutes to complete a quiz. Late quizzes are available. However, every day after the due date, there's a 50% deduction of your total score earned. Okay, so it really, you actually have an extra day after the due date, but you're going to take a 50% haircut. Okay, so that's the other reason I don't extend them, because I do give you that grace period. Same thing with your video simulations and document makeovers. Again, that you have an extra day that you can get there. So if you miss the due date, you can do it one day after, but you're going to take a 50% haircut. Here it talks about the projects, so you can see that. Extra credit says will not be available, but I would tell you there generally are 2 opportunities that I do end up giving you, and that's after each one of the projects. Okay? So here are some of the responsibilities that we ask you. If this is your first time taking an online course, it would really be beneficial to you to go and take the online student training orientation. It's relatively quick. I think it's 10, maybe 15 minutes long. And it'll give you a background on Blackboard and how we maneuver through there, making sure that your email's correct, because we want you to have a really good experience here in the online classes. Email, it's really important. If you're not aware of this, When you registered through a system called eReg. When we actually are in our classes, we're in an LMS, or learning management system, called Blackboard. Those two systems don't talk. So the email that you placed into eReg may not have carried over into Blackboard. So it's really important that you check to make sure that the email that you use most often, that address is in Blackboard. So when I send announcements or emails out, which I do with some frequency, you get those, okay? Cheating and plagiarism, because you will be writing in this course and you'll be doing some research. It's really, really, really important that you do not plagiarize. And all plagiarism is not giving somebody else credit for their thought. So all we're saying in here is it's okay to copy and paste a quote from a web page, but if you do that, then tell us who made that quote. So otherwise it appears that it's your original thought, and there's no problem with taking as many different citations as you possibly want. Just finished a master's program again, a second master's program, and when I wrote my papers, I constantly quoted individuals as I researched the paper. And that's totally appropriate. It shows that it actually demonstrates that you've done your research. So please don't think that you have to have mounds and mounds and mounds of original thoughts. You should have some thoughts, but support them with quotes through your research. AddDrop and withdrawal, it's really on you, with the exception of the first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks I'll watch attendance, because the college policy says that if you do not complete an assignment or an entry into the discussion board within the first 2 weeks, I have to drop you from the class. After that first 2 weeks, however, it's your responsibility to drop. So I do here give you some dates to make sure that you're aware of those. So you might want to peruse those at your leisure. Again, attendance, I don't take attendance. This is an online class with the exception of those first 2 weeks. So you really need to be mindful that you've completed an assignment, and there's 10 opportunities to complete an assignment. Matter of fact, you need to have 10 assignments done by the end of the second week anyway. So do those, and there won't be any issues. Okay? Talk to you about late assignments, instructor feedback. Generally, I try to get like projects or any type of turn-in assignment that you need feedback on. I try to get that back to you as quickly as I possibly can, because I know that you want to know and you want to see the feedback. So please know that I'm very responsive to that. Additionally, I am very accessible. All you need to do is email me, and I'm typically, as you know, one of the things we tell you in classroom is keep these things off. But I'm constantly monitoring my email, and I have my school email on my phone. So I'm watching for your emails if you need those. If you have any issues in Blackboard, if you're having problems, if it's not, things are not loading or this or that, please use the help desk. Either call them if they are 24/7, 365, or you can email them and tell them what's going on with the site. Okay? Student, your conduct, we're all adults here. The major thing is just treat each other with respect, respect that's due to each other, and making sure that you're courteous. So if there's a response in a Blackboard discussion board, make sure that you're respectful in your response. Accommodation for disabilities. If any of you have any concerns or need additional support in this class, you click this link. It will take